Well, that was interesting. It was very, very interesting. I so much enjoy these books. It was so many effing layers, my lord. How many people do you have to kill to keep a secret? Don't tell anybody the secret, then you won't have to kill anybody. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books and talk about books. No special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. Don't forget, please check out my Star Trek Next Generation recaps every Friday. The past few have been okay. Season 5 is okay too. Some of 6 was garbled. I think we're getting past that now. Don't forget to check out Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this magazine. Sometimes I do 60 books a week, 70 books a week. You get some mysteries, some Regency, contemporary romance, some paranormals, inspirational, sci-fi, whole slew of books. Also, a weekend or so ago, I got carried away. Someone is giving me some really old books. I'm looking for some old sci-fi authors of mine that I gave away that I thoroughly, absolutely 100% regret giving them away. So I'm trying to get them back, and they're giving me some older books they found in their attic. And so I'm going through them and check them out. They're sci-fi and fantasy books you've never heard of. Although Drake you might have heard of. But some of those books came from the 50s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. So go check out those podcasts. Also, go back and check out all my if-thens. I did all of J.D. Robb last year. I did all of Janet Ivanovich last year. Nobody was watching. Please go check those out. The Julie McQuillan's, the time travel ones. Oh, they were awesome. Go check out my if-then for time travel. That was awesome too. But anyways, we are on Book 16, What the Devil Knows. And apparently, so Sebastian is a Viscount. Some people call him Devlin, some people call him Sebastian. His wife is Hero. Her father is Lord Charles Devlin. He's second cousin to the king. He's also the power behind the throne. If he orders someone dead, they're dead. Period. End. His wife died a year ago, and I really, really seriously think it was never mentioned. It was insinuated once in a while, but it was never actually specifically stated. But I think either Jarvis or Victoria killed the wife, because she just all of a sudden became ill and died. So I really think there's something behind them. So it's been a year since the wife died. So now, and I will spoil all the characters. There's lots of character improvement and growth in this book. I won't tell you the whodunit, though. That I'll leave you for that, but I will spoil characters. Hendon and Sebastian are getting along a little bit better now. They were estranged for a while because Hendon, his mother left when he was a kid, and Hendon told Sebastian that his mother was deceased. Sebastian has recently found that his mother was alive. She's living in France or Paris or someplace over there, and nobody will tell him anything particular. He's sending people over to search. He's hired people to search. They have come to foul ends, so someone doesn't want Sebastian to know. John Knox was in a couple of books. He could have been Sebastian's twin, possibly half-brother, but nobody would answer any questions, so he doesn't know. And Knox was killed because he looked like Sebastian. The person was trying to kill Sebastian, and they killed Knox instead. Knox has a son that was born after his death. And Philippa, I think that's his name, or Pippa is the girl's name. That's the mom. And so we have Hero is Sebastian's wife. She's Jarvis's daughter. She's very caring. She does the first time. This is the first time she's actually done something I've kind of sort of wanted her to do. She's been interviewing all these people on the streets, all different occupations, giving them coins when she can. There's been a couple of little kids, I've sort of kind of wanted her to help them, maybe start a little boarding house or an orphanage or something. She hasn't done that as of yet. She had so many opportunities to try and save these kids. And she has the means and the money to do so. So in this one, she does actually put a step forward. And the chick's gonna come in handy for the second surprise in the book. So there's quite a few character surprises in this book. We also have Paul Gibson. He is Sebastian's friend. He's also the coroner. And we did not see anything of Alexi this book. Alexi is Paul's girlfriend. He has proposed marriage to her several times, but she has denied him. And it will come up soon. I've been saying this in the previous podcast, that she's already married. And that's why she can't accept. She's estranged from her husband. And that's why she can't marry Paul, even though she wants to. She can't because she's already married. So we'll see that come up too in the next couple of books. So there's been this murder. There was this murder years and years ago. This whole family was slaughtered. Why kill an infant? Why kill a 3-month-old infant? What the F? If you want to kill the adults, at least take the baby and give him to some lady who really wants a child. But why kill the entire family like that? What was the purpose? It seems it was all political maybe. And there was some other killings in the area, and they decided they wanted this guy Williams as a scapegoat, and they arrested him. He had an alibi, but the alibi was he never got to divulge the alibi. The alibi never came forward because he was killed before anything could be done. So everybody thought, this guy is dead. He did it. So that's the end of that. Fast forward 3 years later, and magistrates are starting to die. It's learning that they are crooked, that if you want a license to sell liquor, you must give me money. And if you give me $2 this year, I want $3 next year and $4 the next year. Even if you haven't made that much money, I still want that money. And if you don't do it, I'm going to put you out of business because I'm the magistrate and I can do that. And I'm crooked. And these guys were just massively getting rich, living in mansions and huge estates. They weren't even rank. And I mean, they weren't a baron or a lord or a viscount or an or a duke. They were none of those things. They were just ordinary people, but they were magistrates and they were using their power. And they were so crooked. They were so crooked. And there's a couple of acts of parliament that help them too, that are in here. So we have these murders that are taking place. And Lovejoy asks Sebastian, because Sebastian can talk to the ton, and he can't, and people will talk to him more than they will talk to Bow Street runners. So Sebastian investigates, and C.S. Harris is famous for go to person A, and person A will give you just a little snippy, and then they go to person B gives you a snippy, and then C gives him a little something too. And then person C, he has to go back to A, and A gives him a little bit more. And then he goes, there is person D out there. And then person B may say something they shouldn't have said. And somehow, some way, someone finds out that they told Sebastian something they shouldn't have. And the next day, ding! And then he talks to somebody else, and they're investigating this, and who did he talk to, and back and forth, and back and forth. And before you know it, there's 15 people dead in this book. Absolutely serious. They all end up dead. And then there's this lady, her father was hated. She feels she's being watched. Sebastian pays a couple of guys to watch and keep an eye out for her. And they may have scared off whoever was spying it, but the person never showed up. It's such a multi-layered plot thicken. It all ties back to the murder 3 years ago, and then the subsequent murders because someone found out about something they shouldn't have found out. And it's just, and the guy says, he needed money. He confesses to Sebastian, I needed money. They wanted some rent for me. So I went and got this thing and put sheep's blood on it and took it up and said, this is the murder weapon. And they believed him. And they gave him the money, the reward money. Like, what the F? And the guy hung. Well, he got murdered. It was supposed to be suicide, but it wasn't suicide because there was no chair or anything under him and he was hanging from the ceiling. So there had to be a chair or bed in the vicinity. And if he hung himself in the middle of the room and there was no chair or bed or anything he was standing on, then how the hell did he get up there? Right? So quite a few innocent people get killed in this. Quite a few crooked people get killed in this. It's just so multi-layered. And then Hero hears from her dad, and he's going to marry the Wicked Witch of the West. The really nice, polite lady that seems just as evil as Jarvis. I swear, I totally believe this chick murdered Hero's mom. I really, really do. Either her or Jarvis. More likely because the woman just sat in a room most of the time. So, I don't know, but this woman, Victoria, gives me the creepies. I don't like her at all. And, so Sebastian, I knew, I had this inkling that there was other children in Sebastian's life, and I was waiting for it. It happened in this book, but not the way I was thinking it happened. It happened a different way, so it's a surprise at the ending where the child comes from. Hero also finally rescues a young girl. Hallelujah! She uses her power and her influence and money to rescue a girl off the street and take her into a house. I was like, yes! How many little kids has she seen? How many families has she seen? And she's giving all them food and all this stuff and all the books. It's just awesome. They're so multi-layered, so intriguing, so detail-oriented. And Sebastian people try to kill him like 3 or 4 times. And one time they go into the house, and Hero, I swear every book Hero kills somebody. She's got guts. That chick has got guts. This guy is attacking her husband. She just shoots. She has really good aim. Her father taught her well. So if you want to check out Sebastian St. Cyr, What the Devil Knows, and tune in next couple days for When Blood Lies. I have it over there on the table. I forgot to bring it over. So those are your questions. An entire family was murdered 3 years ago. The suspected killer supposedly hung himself in jail. Obviously, like I said, if he was in the middle of the room, there's no way he could have done it. And why are the murders happening now? Who found out something they shouldn't have found out? And who has reached the end of their rope with the blackmail issues? So that is all. And we've only got What the Devil Knows, When Blood Lies, Who Cries for the Lost, What Cannot Be Said. And then that'll be it till next year when we get Who Will Remember. So that'll be interesting. But those are my talking points. The magistrates and all them are so greedy. I hope Sebastian or Hendon, his father, he's been estranged with his father. He does have some brief conversations with his dad in this about the case, and his father does help him out on a few things. And Sebastian, like I said, does get a little few words about his mom in France or Paris or wherever she is over there. And the guy says that he got scared and he's not going to do it anymore. But he will refer guys to Sebastian. But before he can refer guys to Sebastian, he's killed. So somebody doesn't want Sebastian finding out where his mom is and who his biological father is. Because while Hendon is the man that raised him and loved him and cared for him, Hendon is not his biological father. And this all came to light when he was sleeping with Kat. But Kat, turns out, is Hendon's biological daughter. And they let Sebastian think the readers only got like a chapter, and we were told the truth right away. We were not led to believe it was an incestuous relationship. But Sebastian was led to believe it was an incestuous relationship. But we learned right away that Hendon was not Sebastian's biological father. So, that's Sebastian. Sebastian feels really bad about Knox being killed because Knox looks enough like him that the killer shot Knox instead of him, and Sebastian still carries that guilt a little bit. So, if you could please hit the like and subscribe and go and I have done so many series. The Domestic Divas series, Krista Davis, J.D. Robb last year. I wish I could be doing this year, but I did them last year. And Janet. And don't forget, we're going to do Regency Christmas, Contemporary Romance Christmas, Paranormal Christmas, Contemporary Romance, Regency, Paranormal. We're digging into Christmas this year. So have a good one.